Hello there. I'm Robert.
I'm Vanessa.
And I'm Travis.
Now we're late to the party, and it's another Rick Moranis episode of
Better late than never.
Better Late Than Never. So Travis, what do we have for number 2 in the world of Rick Moranis?
Well, this one too was recommended by one of you viewers there, by Movie Mania Nick.
Movie Mania Nick. And what did Movie Mania Nick ask of us?
Well, he asked us to look at a movie released August 17th of 1990.
Okay.
The budget is kind of unknown, but it did do a box office of $23.6 million.
Okay.
Directed by Herbert Ross. And this movie has a very unique kind of relationship to Goodfellas.
Okay.
It was released 1 month after that movie had been filmed. And they were both based upon the life of the real-life gangster Henry Hill.
Henry Hill.
Goodfellas was based upon the book by Wise Guys by Nicholas Pileggi. Well, the screenplay for my Blue Heaven, this movie...
Oh!
I already had it figured out.
Was
I can
written
just see the cover.
by Pileggi's wife.
Oh, there you go.
So much of the research for both of those movies were in books. Were all done at the exact same time. So here's an interesting thing I found out and I did not know. So originally, clearly this movie is My Blue Heaven.
Right.
But originally, starring Steve Martin and Rick Moranis. Originally, though, Steve Martin was cast to play Coppersmith, which is the Rick Moranis character. And Arnold Schwarzenegger was to play the Steve Martin character.
I could see it.
The problem is, Arnold Schwarzenegger had already prior engagements with Kindergarten Cop.
Quite a bit at that point in time in his career.
So he couldn't do it. So let's watch this trailer to My Blue Heaven.
Let's do it.
Former gangster Vincent Vinny Antonelli.
I'm a new man.
Is being placed under federal protection.
Not the old me. This is the new me.
Assigned his own personal FBI agent.
Now this is a real nice house. It's one of the nicest we've ever moved anyone
Rick.
like you into. Hey Linda, what do you think? I always promised you a nice house somewhere in America.
Let's not get carried away, okay, Vinny?
Start calling each other Terry and Todd.
It's a nice house, Terry, okay?
No,
You're Terry. He's Todd.
thanks for everything. I really appreciate it.
He all tips him.
This is my job. I get paid. You don't tip FBI men. Sure you do.
He probably has plenty of time.
Yes.
The man is a government asset. He has to testify at 2 trials in New York in the immediate future.
Being in the witness protection program may save Vinny's life.
Boom. I just want you to keep your nose clean. Capiche?
Capiche.
You gonna say capiche? Yeah. Well, don't do it, because it hurts my ears when you do it.
But who's going to save the suburb from Vinny?
You know, it's dangerous for you to be here in the frozen food section.
Why so?
Because you could melt all this stuff.
Can an urban hood find suburban hood?
Would you like to try a vanilla bran oat crunchie?
What do you think?
Steve Martin, Rick Moranis.
Have a nice day. Up yours.
My Blue Heaven.
So, I don't really remember this movie very well back in the day. I remember when it came out. I remember the poster. I remember seeing Steve Martin and Martin Short both there with the lawnmower. And it's that awkward, odd couple type pairing film. I had watched Goodfellas, but not so much. I was more familiar with Goodfellas than I am with My Blue Heaven. And if you kind of connect them together, it kind of does lead into one to the other. I mean, it's first Goodfellas, and then My Blue Heaven is the unintentional sequel.
Kind of, yeah.
That makes sense.
Would you see this movie based upon this trailer?
I wouldn't say more so about the trailer itself. It was more so about who is in the trailers. Because at that point, I mean, Steve Martin, Rick Moranis are kind of big names during that time. I mean, they have a lot of heavy hitters under their belt. So when you kind of look at it, you're like, oh, I do want to see a movie with Steve Martin and Rick Moranis together.
Right.
So it's like, oh, we've seen him already in a movie before.
Which was Little Shop of Horrors.
Which was Little Shop of Horrors.
And then I believe after this, Parenthood came out, too.
So they've kind of like a string of movies together, and they're just it's kind of like one of those pairings where you're like, you know what, I want to see them again because I like them in this and I like them in that.
I'm going to ask, have you seen this movie?
I have not, no.
Oh.
Which is exactly what a trailer reaction is for. It's to watch it if you haven't seen the movie, and it kind of gets you excited or not to watch it.
Right.
Now, I do like the whole fish out of water story added to it as well, being he's a big-time gangster dropped into suburbia.
See, this one also makes it feel more lighthearted,
right?
Too, compared to Goodfellas. Goodfellas is very gritty and serious, versus this one is more so like playing like.
It's just fun. The character's name is different. It's not even. It's just based on him.
They're taking the style story, but also kind of making it like a parody in a way of like how it feels to take a gangster out of his thing and then putting him in a place that he has, like he's out of, like a fish out of water type story thing. So,
and that's the thing, is that I really do enjoy the aspect of the action mixed in with the comedy, because there is a sense of stakes, there is a sense of dread looming in the fact that they're trying to find him, which a lot of the comedies back in the day definitely added that sense of peril mixed in with the comedy, because you look at it as a comedy, but people are getting shot at, so you know.
Now, can I like ask a question though too? So
no,
like when
you are not allowed at all.
Well, so based off of what you're saying too, are there times in this movie where they're like going after him and it just does not work out well for the other gangsters, and then it's like him it kind of reminds me like Help, the Beatles, where they're going after the Beatles and they're trying to like kill, but like it does not
sacrifice Ringo.
Yeah, and it does not work out well for them. Like they like it's like a near miss type thing. Is that kind of what happens?
Let me give you a Reader's Digest version of this movie breakdown. He's a gangster. He's going into witness protection.
Right.
That's why the FBI is replacing him and changing his name. Of course, he has a hard time fitting into the suburbia. He's Italian. He wants good food. His wife isn't happy with his decision he's made, so she kind of leaves. So he has to find his own love interest. And the whole time the FBI is covering him because he's not really doing what he needs to be doing. And it gets to the point where as a character, you're just not sure, do you trust him as the viewer? Is he being honest because he starts doing shady things? And then yes, at the end, they kind of find out where he's at because of his negligence that comes through. But he does everything so well, and it doesn't work out for the bad guys, but it works out for him, and he does a good thing at the end.
Sister Act, that's another movie too, where it's like, it's a comedy, but damn, you do have this mob coming after her, these hits coming after her. They want to kill Dolores Van Cartier. But in the end, you know, when the sequel came out, it was like, we're trying to win the championship Glee Club thing. It's like, well, I don't care anymore. Like, that's not scary.
Oh, young Jennifer Love Hewitt, you know you liked it.
I did not.
Really?
I don't like.
We might have
Sister
to
Act
talk
here.
about Sister Act.
We will, but that sense of comedy is what I love. Like, there was a movie also called Hiding Out with John Cryer, where he was like the student that had to go run away into the protection at the college because he was going to get killed by the mob. It's comedy for like the whole movie, but then it comes down to the end, which is kind of like
we have all talked about it. Movies like this where it's a serious thing happening, but just funny things happen around it.
Yeah,
it's something we all enjoyed. Like even Ghostbusters, it's serious to the point in the core, but it's funny.
Best kind of comedies, and this is a great comedy too. So
well, there's stakes at hand,
of
but
course.
Also, comedy is the way that the mind goes to tickle itself.
That's what she said. And then Rick Moranis playing the straight man. Rick Moranis is not really the comedic one. I mean, he's so serious, and that's what kind of makes it funny.
But they do build off each other. The characters go through a change, why in each.
And it's that little group of SNL and SCTV, too. Like, these guys just work so perfectly together that you want to see them again. And you do get more serious straight man of Rick Moranis, eventually in Parenthood. But right here, you do got more of the comedic straight man. So, what did you guys think of My Blue Heaven? If you've seen it, let us know down in the comments below. Otherwise, if you have not, would you watch it based off of this trailer? You can also like and subscribe.
And do the thing on our Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, Stardust.
All the social networking ginger and You know where they are. Kicking the party, fuel the party, keep the party going on our Patreon. Gets us where we need to go. Travis, thank you so much.
Thank you, and stay tuned for next week for another edition of Rick Moranis BLTN. Goodbye.
Bye.